Alright, what is going on, everybody? So I've got a couple comments from people who want a Gixxer Brah update and want to know why I haven't acknowledged it yet. So first off, let me start by saying I personally, and I think Gixxer Brah and Riley and like my close group of friends all think the same. When something tragic happens to somebody and you're like the first person to hop on making a video about it and like trying to basically like, you know, cover the issue, it really feels slimy, and it feels like taking advantage of somebody's misfortune for clout or views or money or whatever. And so whenever Gixxer Brah had his crash, I mean, he survived, so I really didn't plan on saying anything, because, you know, obviously if he passed away, I feel like saying something about it and acknowledging it would be the right move. But since he didn't pass away, I didn't really necessarily see a reason to update anything, because his phone wasn't destroyed like Riley's was when Riley crashed. So once he was actually ready to provide an update, I just felt like he could just provide the update and you guys could just see it for yourselves. You know, I didn't really feel like it was necessarily like my job to put out an update, because if you just wait for him to give an update like on his Instagram story, which, by the way, guys, maybe that's part of the issue, is I typically expect people to like be seeing the stories and stuff of people, and maybe not everybody follows like the grams and stuff. But if you don't follow the gram, you definitely should, because that's where you're just gonna see like real life updates and stuff. Also, people were wondering, the stuff that I've still posted since the time of his wreck, like all that stuff has been like already made and like was before this ever happened. Like I even have another video that's already been ready, but I'm probably won't upload till after this one, where I literally, like, he popped into the lot while I was riding. Stuff on YouTube isn't really in real time like stuff on Instagram is, because stuff on Instagram doesn't take like a lot of work to edit and all that. That's the first thing, is quite simply my YouTube's not on the same timeline as real life, okay? So that's one of the reasons I haven't acknowledged it. Second reason being, I feel like it's like a slimy clout chasing thing to do, at least like immediately, you know. At this point it's not really quite as big of a deal, but like, and the only reason I'm really even doing it now is because people have been asking for it, because like I understand not everybody sees all his stories and stuff. So anyway, now I'll actually get into the update. If you don't know what happened, Gixxer Brah was riding his supermoto and a truck pulled out in front of him. He wasn't doing anything crazy. He was going 28 miles an hour, and I recently actually just talked to him, and from what it sounds like is that he was looking off to the right and just looked back in front of him, and kablam, the truck was there. So honestly, had he been like messing around, goofing around, he probably would have been fine, because he would have been like paying attention to what was in front of him a little harder. But he, you know, relaxed and chilled out, and unfortunately, like, the truck caught him slipping when he was being like more chill than ever, you know. That's what happened. The results, the injuries that he sustained from that were pretty severe. He like shattered his right leg, broke his left leg. He broke both femurs specifically, but like more in the right leg, you know. But when I say leg, you just know I'm talking about like the worst bone in your leg to break. Broke both his wrists, broke his neck, bleeding liver, bleeding spleen, cracked the carbon on his carbon fiber helmet. You know, like, no joke of a crash. Like, this was pretty serious stuff. And yeah, he's been in the hospital. A lot of people think that like because I'm his editor, I'm first in line to like get updates from him whenever he actually does use his phone. But like, guys, his family and like closer friends, which, like, don't get me wrong, we're friends, but like there's people that have known him way longer, way closer. Like, yeah, there's a lot of people who know him more personally than me and him. Like, we have a close relationship simply because like it started through Riley, and then you know, increased through me being his employee, being his editor. But being his editor doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to be the first one he wants to like try to send a message to when he has 2 broken wrists and can barely use his phone in a cast. Okay, it's hard. So like his family finds stuff out first, And so, you know, for the last couple weeks, to avoid being any more of a burden than he's already having to deal with, I've kind of avoided like asking him too many questions, because like I just want him to be able to heal and relax and not have to worry about responding to a billion people. So I've just been trying to get updates through other people. But also, you got to understand, like, the updates that you're going to get from this aren't really all that drastic. You're not really going to get like a significant weekly update when every bone in your body is broken, you know? You can't just bounce back. So everybody asking for an update, I don't know if they just like don't know anything about the situation at all, or if they think that he's just going to heal like Wolverine and ask, you know, like, hey, when is he going to be riding again? Because he's not going to be riding for a while. So there's that. But I did call him the other day. I asked how he was doing, because a lot of you guys have been asking. And say, hey, got a lot of, you know, like my own friends asking about you. Got a lot of Brahs asking about you. How you feeling, big dog? And so he FaceTimed me. And from the first time I got like a voice message from him to now, there is more of a significant update. He basically sounded like he went from, you know, clinging on to life to actually being alive. He sounds way more peppy now, you know. Actually sounds like the Brah that you guys know. And you know, like depending on the time of day, maybe right after waking up, he still sounds pretty rough. But like at the time he called me, he had pretty much been awake all day, just, you know, trying to get active again, trying to participate in life. Because the way I guess they explained PT to him is he needs to kick back out of survival mode and back into living mode and rebuild mode. So that's what he's doing, and it has been started. So yeah, so recovery process starts now. He's finally doing physical therapy. He had like several surgeries for his legs and everything like that, so it's been a rough process. He said he's been in more pain than he's ever experienced in his entire life. I mean, like, even with the surgeries, like, they tried to numb him up. He wasn't fully numb, like, and he was awake for some of it. Like, it honestly made me a little bit, like, kind of tear up hearing him talk about it, because it sounded so brutal, you know? Unfortunately, that's part of riding. Even when you're going low speed sometimes, even when you're not doing anything wrong, you can just get taken out just like that when you're not paying attention, you know? But we're lucky that he's still here with us. And yeah, so glory be to God for saving him. And appreciate all of you who have prayed over him and continue to pray over him. If you guys want to support him at all, you can continue rewatching old videos so that he can keep making money off of that. You can buy merch. He's extremely appreciative of all you guys who have been doing that already and bought merch and stuff. So just want y'all to hear that from me. Since, you know, I don't know when he'll upload a video again. Once again, if you don't follow his Instagram, because that's another place that you can see updates from him personally. He started posting on there a little more. And it's hard for him to post, but he's doing it for y'all. So just be on the lookout for that kind of stuff. Yeah, I know some other people have mentioned, oh, hey, you should do like guest videos, like get his friends and myself and whatever to make videos and post it on his channel to keep the channel alive. I ran the idea by him. He doesn't necessarily sound too much like he's interested in it. I think he just wants to let whatever happens happen, and whoever sticks around, you know, he'll make a video whenever he can come back. And, you know, I don't know, maybe he'll change his mind, maybe he'll want to do something else along the way. I'm not sure, but yeah, anyway, that's all I really have to say about it as of now. Probably won't really mention it again. Just is what it is. Just look out for updates from him from now on. Thank you guys for watching. Talk to you later.